Hello and let there be light. I'm T.H. Culhane for Solar Cities and BiogasCentral.net, and we're in the earth bag structure at Kibbutz Keturah's Arava Institute for the Environment. We're looking at the biogas system that's inside the hut right now. We're cooking on a power pot stove, which is a Peltier device. There's the biogas stove right there. This has a junction, a bimetal junction, and when one side is hotter than the other, because there's water on this side, as we're boiling tea, it generates a current of electricity that lights up these LEDs. This is great for off-grid situations, as this simulates an off-grid village where you need light at night when you're cooking, and you can get that light from cooking. That's the great thing about using one of these Peltier or CBOC devices, a thermocouple, if you like, thermojunction energy. It also comes with a phone charger, and you can plug it into your phone and charge your phone while you're making tea or making your rice or your soup. So biogas can be used not just for the cooking value, but also to generate that electricity that you need. It isn't a lot of electricity, but it's enough to charge your phone or your peripherals and give you light when you're cooking. So there's that. Okay? Tea, anyone. The other thing we want to demonstrate is we have here a biogas refrigerator, and the biogas refrigerator is a absorption chiller, and it's very hot in here, so we were using a cloth with water that was wicking the water out of the water bottle and helping to cool off the heat exchanger. This is where the gas goes when we press on this button here and we light it down here. Then we get a little flame here. I don't know if you can see it. If you come really in close, you may be able to see the flame. And that flame is creating heat that's going up this chimney here, which is then separating ammonia and water, and then that creates the absorption chilling cycle down there. And that stays lit, and the home biogas system can keep this thing going 24/7, but just enough. And you can do a little bit of cooking and run your fridge. That's fine. Otherwise, you need a larger biogas system if you want to do a lot of cooking and run a fridge. So you have a compromise based on the amount of gas you've got. So that's cool. Now, some people say, is it safe to leave a pilot like that on? What happens if a breeze comes, as often happens, and that light goes out? Well, the first thing is that these refrigerators are made so that it then closes down the valve and no gas escapes when they cool off. Just like this stove. In order to make this stove work, you have to press the gas and then turn it on and then light it, and then you have to leave it for a while, and then when you let go, only then will it stay on when it gets hot enough. Otherwise, it shuts itself off. So they are self-regulating. That's one thing. But what if, just saying, somebody kicked this and the gas pipe came out and it was spewing biogas in a closed area? There's no open windows here. There's no real place for stuff to go. And as you can see when I light it, there is biogas here. Okay, so what do you do in a situation like that? Isn't that dangerous if you were just spewing gas and you didn't know? So here's the safety test we want to show. Biogas is 30 to 40% carbon dioxide and 60 to 70% methane. With trace amounts of hydrogen sulfide, that gives it the characteristic odor of rotten eggs or a swamp that tells you there's been a gas leak. Can you smell it over there?
Yep.
So we know now that this gas is being spewed here. Now, carbon dioxide is heavier than air, and it's used in flame extinguishers. That's why you blow out birthday candles. That's CO2 coming out of your lungs. So that's safe, and it's falling down to the bottom here, so it can't build up and explode. Methane is lighter than air, and the methane is traveling up this way. Only when the methane concentration with air is 4 to 14% will it ignite. So when I come down underneath this and light my lighter, you'll notice there's nothing happening because carbon dioxide is what's spilling out of this pipe low. If I come above, nothing happens because the methane is now dispersed to the point where it can't ignite. The only place it can ignite is right there with no kaboom. And it's so easy. If I dropped it on this plastic floor, out it goes. It's hard for biogas flames to stay lit. It's hard for this lighter to stay lit. There you go. So once again, if somebody pushed me, oops, out goes the biogas. That's something with the stove. In many households that are using charcoal or are using firewood, if the mother doesn't tend to the stove all the time and somebody knocks it over, kids can die. It's very dangerous with charcoal and firewood. Cinders go out and spark, the hut catches fire, people die. There's eye injuries, there are all sorts of burns that are happening, but biogas is safe because even if somebody knocks the stove over, out it goes. Safe for the children, and even if it sat there spewing out biogas, as you can see, nobody lighting a cigarette or anything would light it until they got right there, and then you can easily kick it out. So even if it was on the floor, spewing gas, and somebody lit it, you go, oh, there's a fire, out it goes. Probably the safest of all fuels known to man. Easy to blow out, no explosion, no bang. And again, very hard to ignite. Unless, look it up here, see how it just slightly lights? It sort of like goes whoosh, like that. Here it goes. Kind of cute, huh? So that's why we think biogas is really safe to use at home, even in unventilated space. But as with everything, it is fire, or it wouldn't work. You couldn't cook with it. So if you're going to try this at home, observe all those safety procedures that you would with any kind of fire. Thanks a lot. We do hope you'll try this at home.